Hello everyone, it's Ben here. We filmed this episode earlier this week and for some reason we were plagued with technical issues. We've done the best we can with the edit and most of the episode is absolutely fine, but it does mean this one runs a little shorter than some of our previous episodes. This episode is actually the last of Series 1 as we're going to take a very short break before Series 2. So we'll be inviting our special guest to join us again next series where we may even be able to film in person. Enjoy the episode. Hello.
Hello.
We're back for episode 10. I can't believe it.
Episode 10. I can't believe it. Double figures.
Double figures. We are there. We made it to that 10th episode. Jill, how have you been? How's your week been?
And not too bad. I've been in the office today, so not long home. It's been the sunniest day. Everyone will know what day we're recording if we say it's been the sunniest day of the year so far.
Yeah, unless it gets even warmer than this. But yes, we are filming a bit later than usual, aren't we?
Yeah, it's not going to get warmer, Ben. It's going to get colder again.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm sorry.
Heard that. It's we're filming on a Tuesday. We usually film on a Sunday, but we decided we're filming on a Tuesday because of various commitments. But so it's Tuesday evening, so if we seem a bit tired.
It turns out the Wi-Fi is knackered on a Tuesday.
I know our Wi-Fi is playing up, so we're hoping that we can get through a podcast filming with maybe some subtle edits to try and bring everything in sync.
Cut out the gap.
Yeah, exactly. But filming on Tuesday, but there's been lots going on. I realised, Jill, this sort of past week or so has been incredibly theatre based because not only did we have World Theatre Day, we also had for us, for ATC, it's been 2 years since Snow White, which was our last pantomime, the last time we performed together on stage, Jill. I know. It's very, you're crying, did you say?
I was crying. That was me crying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm laughing, I'm giggling because I've just realised I left a filter on my face.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Now you can't. You've got to share it with the listeners now, Ben. You can't say you left a filter on your face and then just pass on. You've got to now talk about the filters that you've had on your face to entertain me before we started recording. Talk everybody through what's happened.
So I showed Jill that there's a new thing on Zoom where you can put filters on your face. And you can change different parts of you can add yourself a beard and a mustache, you can add lipstick, you can do things with your eyebrows. And I was watching the recording, Joe, I was looking at myself because I tend to, and I realised that the eyebrow filter was still on. My eyebrows were quite large. I mean, they're quite big anyway, but they were quite large. Did you not notice?
I thought that was a look. No, I just thought that was your new kind of coming out of lockdown. I'm going to have these eyebrows like this.
No. So I just noticed, I've just quickly switched them off.
Talking of eyebrows, Ben, I was talking to a young person yesterday. And apparently to get that look, when your eyebrows like really brushed out, you have to do it with soap. You get soap and you brush them out like that, and then you cut them. Oh. Have you ever done that? Do you want to do that?
No, I don't.
Well, just put a filter on then.
Just put a don't worry. Or use a Pritt stick.
Well, I think it was that kind of effect. It looked very nice on her because she's a very beautiful young lady. But I was saying, should I try that? I might try it for the next film, and then you can see if you notice or not.
Do it. Well, I can do the filters, but I'll make sure I switch them off before. So anyone watching, you'll have, and you yourself.
Put the lipstick on. Come on, put the lipstick on. You know you want to put the lipstick on.
I mean,
lipstick on.
this is quite boring for those people that are just listening on the podcast.
Everyone can see you with the beautiful lips.
Here's a subtle red.
Ooh, that's orange. That's not subtle red.
The
That's comedy clown orange, I think you'll find.
Are you ready for some pink?
I am. I'm always ready. No, slag. No, slag. No. No. No.
No?
No, slag.
Like?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
I'll turn it off.
Turn it off. Okay, good.
Thanks for calling me that, Jill.
I'm just being clear about my views on lipstick. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was the colour of the lipstick choice.
Thank you. But yes, so now that we've solved that problem, it obviously was World Theatre Day, and it's been 2 years since we performed Hood, Snow White. We're hoping to perform Robin Hood. That was the other thing. We announced that the hope is that we'll be able to perform Robin Hood in January 2022. So, you know, it's coming around. It will be, but that means, Jill, it will be nearly, by the time it comes around, nearly 3 years since we performed together. That's madness.
It is madness.
Because we performed together like every year for the past like 10 years, Jill. Also, Jill, we did the Making a Musical workshop, which we talked about last time.
It was fab fun again.
Enjoy it.
Really good. Some really great ideas coming through from people on the call. And again, you and Louise running it, super fun games for us to play. Yeah.
Good fun, good activity.
I particularly like the light effect, when we did the lighting effect.
A bit like this. Hang on.
Okay.
Got a visual one. I've realised I could do this.
Ooh. Oh, you could do that. That's proper filter. Look. Filter.
So if you want, again, if you watch it.
Yeah, it's not great if you're watching. The other weird thing we discovered, Ben, wasn't it, was that we both have to hand these two objects, just weirdly the same objects, that we had to grab things for a game, and we both grabbed like that, exactly the same objects. So
an Oscar
and
a
weird.
horn. An Oscar and a horn.
And a honky horn, yeah.
Honky horn. Yeah, I mean, we're just so alike, Jill. We're just very alike, clearly.
Literally always got a horn.
As it were.
The eyebrows gone again. The eyebrows gone again.
Whoa. Oh, right. Oh, I thought you meant the filters were back on.
Because I said the word horn, you see.
I thought you meant the filters were back on. I was worried. So I think it's time then, while we've got some Wi-Fi, to do our topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week. I've gone back to the original and still the best.
Yeah. All right then, if you say so. So our topic of the week, I'm very much looking forward to. We asked people to tell us about or show us a picture of their most favourite costume that they've ever worn or seen on stage. We've had a couple of responses here. So shall I go through some of the responses we've had?
Tell us do.
So one from my mother, Debbie Coleman, saying, whilst executing a quick change at a dance show many years ago, which was 75 seconds, roughly, quick change, my friend couldn't get her laces on her boots undone. So my mum, who was chaperoning, just cut the laces with scissors to get them off. Just that's how it's done. Just straight away, just trim it through. I mean, quick changes are a funny one, aren't they? Because
they were thick. We could probably have a whole week on quick changes.
A whole podcast episode. Maybe we should.
Podcast. Yeah.
Maybe we should. But
I mean, you get really close to people and they're quite sweaty. And also they're often coming at you at speed and all of that. It's actually quite a scary place to be a quick change person.
It is. There's a lot of adrenaline involved, I think. And also it's amazing how much shame just goes out the window. Like usually I wouldn't want to be seen by random people just stood in my pants. But when it comes to quick change, you're literally like, I shall be naked.
Yes, and I will be here, and this is where I am standing, this is where my quick change happens. Woe betide if you change quick change person through a run and they try and stand somewhere else. Woe betide.
No, the costume, or you put a costume piece somewhere in the wings and it gets moved. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's happened before and it's scary.
I felt a catchphrase coming on there. Yes, I remember. Let me just mention that the classic pantomime we did, where I played both the evil witch and the good fairy, and I did a fight with myself coming in and out of a house prop, so I had to do about 8 quick changes inside a house and pop out as the different twin each time. I'm just going to remind you of that because I think you wrote it.
I did write it. I wrote it and to make it as difficult as possible for you, but it was very.
Thank you.
And you had to keep the pace.
My very small mother came and did quick change for me, and she's like 5'1", so she could stand up in the bloody house. I, of course, at nearly 6 foot, could not stand up in the bloody house doing quick changes.
Oh, that was
it's not funny.
That was a cracking one. I mean, you're right. We could definitely do a whole episode on quick changes because I've talked in this podcast before about Priscilla and my quick change. I mean, my diabolical, the mistakes. I talked about the leotard around the nipples bit. We could definitely do a whole episode.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Anyway, another one from Jenny Healy.
Yeah.
Saying there have been many embarrassments and
friend
mishaps.
Of the show.
Pardon?
I said friend of the show.
Oh, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. You have to say that after.
Yes. So Jenny says there have been many embarrassments and mishaps. I assume she means just the costumes, not just like in general.
Lie.
There's been many embarrassments and mishaps. The tagline for Jenny's life. Bless her. Probably my worst was wearing a tight white Elvis Presley all-in-one suit with completely the wrong type of underwear underneath. Not at all forgiving under the spotlights. Fortunately, there is no photo evidence. Yeah, I think she will. I know that costume. I've worn that costume. Definitely make sure you're wearing the right underwear when it comes to costumes.
I mean, that strong tip for life, Ben, but also very strong tip if you've got quick changes.
Yes, yeah,
we always get true. That's where dance schools are actually very good about talking about the right underwear for quick changes in dance, because those all-in-one bodies, flesh-coloured bodies, make it much easier to take your kit off at the side of the stage. I do that when I just go and see a show, not when I'm doing a quick change. Take my clothes off at the side of the stage. And
then we have Elizabeth Veal.
That's my cousin, Lizzie. Hello, lovely Lizzie.
It is indeed. Another friend of the show.
She'll be back. She'll be back with us for a kitchen disco. Actually, we should get her on for a podcast.
Yeah, we will. We'll get her on. She's made me laugh a bit. This is me in another life. And then has very roughly superimposed the picture of her face onto the Mamma Mia outfit.
She has got that outfit because she did wear it for the kitchen disco, though. Do you not recall?
Yes, I do, but I'm pretty sure this isn't that one. She superimposed it.
Okay. All right.
It's not the best Photoshop in the world, but it did make me laugh. What are some of your favourite costumes then, Jill?
So, very good question. And I think sometimes for me it's about the whole package of costumes. So you mentioned Priscilla already, and that just I helped backstage just for a couple of those shows, and just the amount of costumes and the magnificence of those costumes kind of blew you away. But yeah, it's where you see them all kind of come together and form wonderfulness on the stage. So actually, when we did Elf, it was so nice to have all the kids in the Elf outfits, and then Jeanette magically made a whole set of white Elf outfits for the end as well. So they kind of came out in white at the end. So just that kind of so where the costume really helps because of the visual impact of it and makes the show even better. Those are the ones I love.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got a specific costume that you've worn that's been a favourite?
Well, I mean, only because it allowed me to feel like I was being Julie Walters was obviously my Mrs. Overall costume from 2 years ago, when we did Snow White, which was weird because quite a bit of it came from my own drawers. Jeanette provided something like the apron, and then I kind of got the crappy tights and put bits of cotton wool and stuff in them and things. So it's always good. It's always good when you make bits yourself out. And I think that over the years, quite a few of my clothes have appeared on stage, of various children in various shows.
I'll tell you a few of my favourites then. So Priscilla being one for sure, just because they're amazing and over the top, but I don't miss the quick changes. They were terrifying. I also enjoyed my costumes for Snow White. There she is in my background there. I enjoyed them because I obviously as Evil Queen, I think I had pretty much a different outfit every time I was on stage. Like Jeanette made like a full-on wardrobe for me. It was amazing. And every time I appeared in a different one, it tended to get a good reaction from the audience. That was good fun. And then because I can't just talk about when I've been wearing women's clothes, the other costume that I really like that I've worn, I was thinking about it the other day, was I did Half a Sixpence a few years ago. I was the photographer who was getting progressively drunker, slightly flamboyant and all this. And so I had this sort of checkered suit that I think came from Wacky Wardrobe, which had like slightly giant over the top buttons. And it was sort of a three-piece suit, like red, black checkered waistcoat and jacket. And I loved it. And like, if I could get it like a proper suit like that, I would definitely wear it to work because it's so over the top and fun. But
I also like the when you did Sister Act and you had those habits that changed into sparkly ones. And because then when Katie and I came up with our ideas about the new musical we might be developing, we thought we might have a similar concept in one of our costumes. I might not say it in case somebody steals it and does it, and then I'll be really, really upset.
Yeah, you don't want to give it.
Yeah, we have a similar concept about changing from being drab to being sparkly.
Yeah, they were clever. It was so simple, that one. It was such a simple effect. But yeah, having going from the nun's habits to just like literally pulling a little, like the Velcro, and then it revealing this sparkly jazziness. It's really nice. But sparkly jazziness. I think though is a good time for us to bring on, hopefully if the Wi-Fi holds out, it's a good time for us to bring on our special guest to talk us more about costume. She is our costume expert. She's the costume expert for sure. An absolute mastermind and whiz at this sort of thing. So please welcome from Wacky Wardrobe, the amazing Jeanette G. Hello, Jeanette. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
We're okay, but his Wi-Fi isn't.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is appalling. So, Jeanette, you obviously run Wacky Wardrobe and started Wacky Wardrobe in Banbury, which we use for all our costume. It is an absolute Aladdin's cave of things. We obviously love being in there and just looking around and snooping around. How did you get involved in costume making?
Well, I made the occasional one when we were fundraising for a company I worked for many years ago. And then Bodicote Church had a centenary birthday and they were putting on a production of Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in the church. And they asked a friend of mine about 2 weeks before the production whether she could help with costumes. My friend Jane, who's now living out in France. And she said to me, oh, get your sewing machine out. We need to make some costumes. And it went from there, really. We had such fun with this production. As a follow-on, Bodicote Youth Drama Group carried on. And then I went to see Bodicote Players, one of their pantomimes. And at the end of it, I was chatting away and I said, oh, if ever you need any help with costumes, let me know. And that's really how that side of it started. The amazing Tom Greening almost took me under his wing, helped me, pointed me in the right direction. And that was it. That was how it happened. We can't quite remember how I decided to have a shop because I was working full time. And I don't know, the seed was sown, but yeah, it started, I think from 4 till 7 in the evenings, then went part-time with the proper job, and then ended up full-time with the crazy job. And it's there, and it's, I think, about 25 years. And you know how many hundreds and thousands of costumes are in there. So crazy. I was lucky, and I love it, absolutely love it, as you all know.
You're one of the first places I visited when I moved to Banbury because you might not remember, but when you were on Horton View, we live a few doors up. So I used to bring my tiny children in as our special treat to trip out would be to go into Wacky Wardrobe and look at the heads.
Yeah, the masks and everything. It's an incredible collection of stuff now. I do sometimes think, oh, really, it's and it's always nice when I find something unusual that somebody wants. That's a good thing. That's what I love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Jeanette, did you have training to be able to make these amazing costumes, or is this what? How? What?
No training. You know, you make something and then it improved over the years. And I find now that I'm making something different, but it's something I've made before, maybe in a different color, and no, self-taught. I did go to college in Banbury for a term, evening classes, but it was all, these ladies were very clever at drawing, setting things, and I couldn't do that. I was rubbish. So that didn't last long, but no, self-taught, and yeah, love it.
You just someone like Ben comes in and says, I need a dress that quick changes from this to this, or I need a this or that, and then you just sit and think and work out ways to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tend to cheat a little bit now, and we got a new show coming along. I tend to go on to the Broadway productions of things, or even the London productions of things, look at the costumes and sort of copy them, basically.
Yeah.
But you also make stuff, obviously, you design your own things, because we were talking before you came on about Snow White and about my Evil Queen costumes, and you basically made an entire set of, it was almost like an entire set of costumes just that were especially for me. So you do design your own stuff as well and come up with your own fantastic ideas, don't you?
I do try. Yeah, I think if somebody's got a quirky name, like a Dane might have a strange name, I always try and incorporate that into a costume. Yeah, and it's fun now. Yeah, I think I've got better as the years have gone on, to be honest. You can't get any worse, can you, really?
You know, is it quite stressful though, as you approach a show and you think, oh my God, I've got this list. Bloomin' Ben Coleman's given me a list.
Knows I'm a bit lastminute.com. When I got time on my hands, I just overthink things. And then when it's last minute now, I am better under stress. I must admit, the last year, I have been a bit lazy, but now we're coming to the end of it, I'm already making stuff I cut out 6 months ago. But yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you like all of us have had a very strange year since last March. Do you and I presume all the shows you had in the diary to help and support with will happen, fingers crossed, or what news from you on that?
Yeah, I mean, everything cancelled. I've had a couple of inquiries now in the last month of companies that are starting October, Shrek being one of them, which is fun. Yeah, they're starting to come back slowly. Yeah, it's very odd, very sad in a way.
Yeah, it's very cautious.
Yeah, you walk into somewhere, where there's, well, probably a few thousand costumes, and just think, oh, please let them be used again. It must be the same for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we might have been one of the last at Bodycut to do, where we did Spam a Lot last February half term, just squeezed it in before everything shut, and there was some amazing costumes for that. Thank you so much.
In fact, I was in the shop a couple of weeks ago, just having a wander around, and I moved something, and that huge great cow that we used in Spam a Lot that gets thrown over the wall actually teetered on the edge of the big shelf that it was on. And I just stopped there and I thought, oh Lord, ghosts. Yeah.
That's me. I threw that last year, so that was definitely my ghost going to throw the cow.
Wake me up a bit, yeah.
I think it'd flatten you if it fell from that high ceiling.
It would actually, because it's huge. Yeah.
So
but it's funny. I put it back up there and I thought, what is that next to it? And there's so much in there, I forget. And it was a huge, great stuffed pig that somebody had given me a while ago. Completely forgotten what it was. Anyway, I have a stuffed pig as well as a stuffed cow.
that says just how many things you've got in that shop. I mean, if people haven't been in there, if anyone's listening, if you can get in there and have a look, well, obviously when things are safe to do so, it's quite amazing. So do you ever I mean, I sort of know the answer to this, but when you watch a show, whether it be one that you've costumed or one that you haven't, can you ever really enjoy it, or do you feel like you're constantly picking out little things with the costumes?
It's funny, when my friend Sue, who works with me, we go to see a show and we can't help it. We're looking at things and we'll nudge each other, and I'll say to her, they've got that on back to front. And Sue will say, oh, that's the wrong so-and-so with so, and you can't help it. No, it's very strange, very odd. And we do laugh sometimes because we have seen things back to front, upside down. Yeah, you can't help it.
Is it frustrating when you see things like wrong socks and stuff like that?
I do, because I sometimes sit there thinking, oh, tuck that shirt in, come on, you know, and yeah, you have to stop yourself, but you can't help it. I'm sure everybody must feel like that, though. I think anybody that, you know, even people who produce a show, you must watch shows and think, oh Lord, that's wrong, or that hasn't come on time.
Yeah.
You always panic though. You always panic when you go and see a show, and then you just sit there praying that that quick change or that quirky bit happens, and then afterwards you think, yeah, good. Yeah. 4 more nights to go.
So, Jeanette, what is your absolute favourite show to costume?
Favourite? I did enjoy Spam a lot, I must admit. That was fun because that was a challenge with some of them. I would love to do Joseph again because that was one of my first from many years ago, and I would love to redo that one. I'm having a bit of fun with Shrek at the moment with the odd ones for that. Oh, favourite. And I don't know, some of the musical ones where you've got all the girls dancing, 42nd Street did that recently, and that was just wonderful. Love pantomimes though, pantomimes are my favourite. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you get to have a bit of fun.
I think sometimes with pantomimes, you say to us, I've got this brilliant X costume, and then we work out how to put it into panto.
Yeah, there's some quirky, so we're using some really quirky ones at the moment with and Ben knows about it.
Last time, didn't you say I've got a chicken or something that comes? What was it that you said? Oh, can you make sure you include? Was it the walking chickens?
Well, we've got some chickens. Yes, somebody gave me them where the necks extend and the legs drop down, and we're doing we've got a challenge, haven't we, Ben, recently with something. It's a bit of a secret. Somebody, with some amazing masks and things, but we have to keep that one quiet at the moment. But yeah,
series two, should come back and talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we can talk about it then. But yeah, no, the chickens with the extendable necks and stuff, that's what we do. I often go and see things like props or costumes or things Jeanette has, and then if I'm writing a pantomime or adapting it or whatever, I'll go, oh, I wonder if we can get that in, and I'll write it so that we can make it work, because there's just excellent stuff in there. One question,
and if not, I'll always make it for you. You know that.
Well, I mean, I remember coming to you before one of our variety shows and being like, I need a full-size baby grow that can fit me. And I think you were like incredibly busy, and I could tell you were stressed because it was like the shop was full, and you went, well, go and get me the material from this shop, get this amount of it, and I'll see what I can do. So I went into town, got the material, brought it back to you, and then like the next day you were like, it's done. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And it was a proper...
Yeah, it's pink, isn't it, with something white on it? I know the one you mean. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Literal like proper, I think it's like pink with like white sheep or something like that.
I think so. I think so. And the fun dress we made as well was the one you used in Priscilla, wasn't it, with the puppets?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that took a bit of working out, but yeah, it gets done, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one's incredible because it's a dress, and then you put your hands into it and lift it up, and it becomes 2 puppets within the dress, and so it's that's an incredible costume to wear, and I imagine design as well.
Is there one that you haven't made yet that you've always wanted to make?
Well, I have made one recently, and a friend of mine did lend me hers that she'd made because she does travelling pantomimes, and was the Cinderella transformation dress, where she transforms from rags into the the ball gown on stage. And I've recently done that, and I like, and I've since I did that one, I did a dame one as well, a dame transformation where she goes from something ridiculous into a wedding dress. Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, I've wanted to make that, so that's been done now.
That's good.
If you need one.
Yeah, last time we did the Cinderella thing, we had 2 Cinderellas with pumpkins in front of holding up a pumpkin, and then one of the chorus came on with the pumpkin, didn't they? In the same Cinderella, while Cinderella got changed.
Yes, yeah, we don't need to do that now.
Well, the dame's quick change dress into a wedding dress was my suggestion, based on a plan that I've got possibly for our next panto, Jill. So
excellent, it's already there, it's done.
We always have a fight, me and Ben, about who gets to be the dame, whether it's his turn or my turn or whatever, and then we swap round the parts that say this is the dame. Last time we went, oh no, let's not make that one the dame, let's make that one the dame.
Oh, I love dame dresses, and again it was Tom Greening. I had so many years making his, and he was such a good dame, wasn't he? Really?
That was perfect.
Yeah, lovely guy. Yeah.
He's brilliant.
And
I love all my dames.
You know it's panto when we get your bag that's got the bum and the boobs in it. That's my favourite bag, the bum and the boobs bag.
Got to be done.
Got to be done.
Jeanette's bag of boobs.
Absolutely.
So,
at least 44 double Ds they all are, you know that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I made one because the year we did Cinderella, where there were 3 of us, I made my own dame bra, because obviously, I mean, I am a woman, but I am not well equipped in the bra area, just saying. So I went to Sainsbury's in the sale and bought the biggest bra they had in the sale and then stuffed it full of tights.
Love it, love it, love it.
So it's never as good as yours.
No. So one question I've got, Jeanette, which I thought of just before our little chat. When you do costumes that are well-known, like well-known film costumes or well-known costumes from musical theatre, ones that people recognise, is there extra pressure?
Yes, because I'm never happy with my sewing. I always pick faults and things, and I will then, as I said, I'll go on to the productions in London and the Broadway, and I just want it to look, well, as similar, as good as, because people, I think when people go to see a show and it's a character they know, I always think they expect to recognize the character. And I always think that's why personally I don't enjoy shows where they're modernized, especially children's characters, because I think they're expecting Cinderella to look like Cinderella. They're expecting Shrek to look like Shrek, and I do try and copy them or make them similar.
Yeah, I think you've got to, though, if they're well-known characters, haven't you? Especially from film. Like when we did Elf, I know that wasn't too complex, but it's an iconic look, isn't it? That green elf uniform.
Yeah.
You can change it.
I don't think so, no. No, I think you have to stay true to them.
And so are you looking forward, I'm sure you are, but obviously now that things are possibly getting back sort of started again, is there something you're excited about, or are you just excited to get going again?
Just excited for people to come back into the shop, and I hope some new people will come in, because the collection is there's a lot of stuff there, and
listen, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Just come to me. Why don't we start a campaign to encourage people while they're meeting in sixes in the garden to do it in fancy dress?
Oh, really? Oh,
have a themed garden party where everybody has to visit Jeanette and dress up as a special character in order, because you've got you've got a lot of masks.
A lot of masks.
So, people would be safe in the costumes.
Won't be able to breathe in some of them, but they'd be safe.
Oh dear.
Not a bad idea. We could definitely start that.
But the nice thing about working wardrobe as well is it's not just costumes. When you go in, there's a lot of bits and bobs of props, and we're constantly going in with lists. Have you actually got this, then you know, this kind of tree or this kind of bush. And you come out, just the get-ins, you do need a big van.
Well, even yesterday with the woodland theme coming up with somebody's doing, I'd been to my friend's house and her husband's got these huge tree trunk cuttings, and I looked at them last week and thought, oh, that would make a great toadstool. So that's what I'm going to ask my husband to make next.
Well, I will tell that person that might woodland theme, that might be being made. He will be very, very pleased.
Good, good.
Well, Jeanette, we've had we adore you, Jeanette, and we love your shop, and we love being able to just come in and dress up and try things on.
Actually, we just film ourselves sometimes doing that, don't we?
Do you know, I've had that occasionally, and the lovely young man who was dressing up in all my Dame dresses, bless him, he was having a ball, and then he ran away with one of my Dame bras. But I thought, oh, bless him, he'd had such a good time. I'll just make another one.
something for him to keep hold of. But we will.
Absolutely.
Our hope is that we're going to, well, basically for our listeners, we're going to have a short break now. Now that we've got to 10 episodes, we're going to have a two-week break for the Easter holidays. And then we're going to be back with essentially series 2 of Treading the Boards. So hopefully with that one, we might be able to meet up a bit more in person. So Jeanette, we would love to have you on in the future, maybe in person. So it means my Wi-Fi won't mess around for us, and we can ask you more questions, and we may even be able to do some stuff in the shop. Who knows?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That would be good.
But anyone who needs a costume, whether it be for a show, a panto, any event, anything at all, you definitely need to head down to Wacky Wardrobe, because it will definitely be there. And if it's not, Jeanette will make it in like a day, because she's amazing. So you know, go and search for Wacky Wardrobe in Banbury and go and pay her a visit.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you very much. I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
Thank you very much, and we will see you all in a couple of weeks' time for the next episode.
But then, whilst we have that Easter holiday, if anybody wants to dance, don't forget to join us for the kitchen disco on the 9th of April. Follow ATC on Facebook, find the links on there.
Absolutely, 9th of April. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.